On Authentic Ag, conversations from the recent Women Managing the Farm Conference. Erika Poppelreiter visits with an organizer, a presenter, and a participant. We'll also have features from Kansas Corn, Kansas Wheat, and the Kansas Farm Bureau, along with updates from the Kansas Livestock Association and Paragon Ag Advisors. This is Authentic Ag. Brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Kansas Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farm and ranch families since 1919. KFB.org. And the Kansas Wheat Commission, lending in the adoption of profitable innovations from wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Welcome to the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in my hometown of Oakley, Kansas. We're the front door of Western Kansas, located on three main highways, I-70, US 83, and US 40. And all those roads lead to history, beautiful scenery, and adventure, no matter which direction you go. We now have an IHOP. That brand that you've trusted up and down the road in all your travels is staffed with local folks, real people, just like you and me, and we're waiting on you to join us. So for fun, adventure, fuel up, fuel your body, and let's have some fun.
Erika Poppelreiter here at the Women Managing the Farm Conference, and joining us today is Kitra Cooper, the chairman of the Women Managing the Farm Conference. So today is what, day one of the conference, and I sat in on a session for a little bit, and it looks like you've got a pretty full room.
Yeah, we have 275 participants this year, the most ever.
That's very exciting. Yeah. So when women join this conference, what are some of the key things that they are going to take away from the various sessions and workshops?
Oh, we have a wide variety of sessions and workshops. We started this morning with a really interesting one-woman dramatic production about land transition and family farming operations and how to work all that. That was really interesting. We got lots of great reviews on that. There was a mental health panel here at lunch that talks about the mental health crisis in rural America and what some of our options are for people, where they can go to get help. We have at least 30 breakout sessions on everything from livestock management to crop production to crop insurance, USDA programs. There are some kind of self-development, self-care kind of sessions, just about anything.
So this is the 16th year of the conference. Is this the first year you've been involved at this level?
Yes, our chairman positions rotate every year. I came in last year as a co-chair and assisted last year's chair, and I have a co-chair this year who will take over for next year.
Excellent. So for anyone wanting to get more information about the conference or get involved in 2021, what do they do?
We've got a really great website. It's womenmanagingthefarm.com. We won't have next year's information up until probably summer, but our agendas and timeframes usually run about the same. So if they'll go on there and look at this year's conference, they'll get a really good idea of what's coming.
Excellent. Well, again, that's Kitra Cooper joining us today with Women Managing the Farm. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
I'm Bob Swartz, and I've devoted the last 43 years to helping Kansans reach their retirement goals and to protect the family farm. At Bob Swartz Financial, we believe everyone should be able to live the retirement they've always dreamed of. Our team of professionals can help you create an efficient strategy using a variety of investment vehicles to help you address your financial needs and your concerns. Bob Swartz Financial values commitment and transparency.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.
Kansans have a new choice for Medicare supplement insurance plans. With Medicare supplement insurance plans from Kansas Farm Bureau, you have access to 4 levels of coverage, affordable rates, and service from an organization that's served Kansans for more than 100 years. For more information on Kansas Farm Bureau Medicare supplement plans, including rates and to apply, visit kfbhealthplans.com.
Erika Poppelreiter here at the Women Managing the Farm Conference. And joining us now is Lance Woodbury. He is a family business consultant and had a couple of sessions here. So tell us a little bit about what you're discussing with these women today.
Mostly what I'm discussing, Erica, is how families can pass the farm from one generation to the next, or the ranch, as it may be, and some of the issues that come along or some of the challenging things in that transition and how to work through those challenges.
Well, we certainly know making that transition can be tricky business. Emotions, play into things. People get frustrated. What's some advice that you provide people?
I usually tell people to think of it as a process. In other words, it's not just you develop a succession plan and check the box and then you're done, that you have to commit to some regular communication and interaction over time. And to also make sure that all voices are heard. A lot of times the people just working in the business will have some conversations, but the spouses or in-laws don't always hear those conversations. So having a process that brings everybody to the table is pretty important.
So if you had to share one tidbit of advice that you feel can just sort of be a constant reminder in that process of transitioning the farm, what would that piece of advice be?
Well, I'm going to share 2. One is to start early. So it takes a while to unwind and let go of a farm or ranch and hand it off to the next generation. So start early so that process continues to happen. And the other thing is just communicate a lot. Communication is like the oil in the engine, so to speak, and you don't notice it sometimes until it's not there and the engine freezes up. It works that way in a family too. So making sure they just communicate often is really important.
Well, and emotions aside in the process, clearly there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to the business aspect of it and making sure that you're transitioning things smoothly without a lot of financial repercussions. What are some considerations there?
The way I often encourage people to think about it is to wear an ownership hat, which you think about things like tax and implications with your lender and things like that. And then you can also wear a management hat and think about all the issues as an employee or manager that you need to be thinking about, the transition of knowledge, so to speak, or agronomic or animal husbandry knowledge. And then amidst all that, you're also a family member. So keeping people happy around the Thanksgiving table is also important. So that's how that ownership, management, and family, sort of those 3 systems are how I help people think through it.
Excellent advice. Thanks again, Lance Woodbury, for joining us. We do appreciate your input and, making those transitions, again, not easy, but if they want to find you and get more information and get some assistance, where do they go?
they can go to the KCO website. KCO ISOM is a firm that I work with to provide these services, and that would be at www.kcoe.com.
Great. Thank you, Lance. Stay tuned. We will be back with more.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Erika Poppelreiter here at Women Managing the Farm, and joining us this afternoon is Kendall Heiniger, who is a second-year participant in the conference. So you clearly enjoyed last year's conference. You're back again. Tell us what are some of the things that you've taken away from this exciting conference.
Well, I've really enjoyed in both years the education, building that foundation of education in agriculture. I've been able to continue it and branch out and learn other things and new aspects. My personal favorite panel today was the fence and lease law. I also really enjoyed, the keynote speaker at lunchtime was a panel discussion of rural health needs, opioid epidemics, and mental health. There are several other rural health needs that can be addressed that I'm passionate about, but I'll address those on a different platform on a different day. So, I've just really enjoyed the platform of education to branch out.
Well, and you've been here 2 years in a row, and now you're going to take a larger role with Women Managing the Farm and participating in the planning committee. What excites you about that opportunity?
I'm really excited about that. I like to give back when something's been given to me that I consider a gift, and so I'm really excited to help plan breakout sessions and keynote speakers that will be valuable to other women in agriculture to help them grow in their life journeys. So
Kendall and I met a few years ago, and one of the things that really struck me when she and I met was the fact that she did not come from an ag background and then decided to use social media as a platform to elevate her voice. And so, clearly these conferences, including this one, is a great opportunity for you to share your experiences and some of the things that you've done. Tell us a little bit about your Facebook group.
Our page is called Heinco Inc., and it's about our farm and what we do on our farm. And we really like to talk about various topics all over the page in agriculture. We've talked about pork production, care of hogs. We've talked about soil nutrition. We've talked about herbicides, fungicides. And really the goal is to just educate those who do not have a farm to come home to. So those who are disconnected from the farm, who aren't living in that space, who don't see it every day, who might hear something, they sit there going, is this true? This sounds crazy. And we want to have that platform, that space for them to be able to ask a question or just listen in and find an answer.
Exactly. And I think it probably also provides some extra validation knowing that you did not grow up on a farm and then you married a farmer, live on a farm now. So I'm sure that people sort of see that too when they're looking for answers.
I hope so. That's one of the things that really alerted me to the need for this space here, is that I noticed as I came home to the farm, I had several questions and a lot of disconnect where I was like, you do what? Like, why? How does that work? And things that I had heard that I thought might, something like animal practice, like how people treat their animals and everything else. Like, I learned why things happen and how they happen and how the animal responds to that, or why we spray a crop, or why we plant in 1 month, why it's important to have a farm bill. Things like that are just a few of the beginnings of my learning in agriculture. And I hope to learn a lot more and to share that experience with everyone else.
Great. Well, again, this is Kendall Heiniger from Fairview, Kansas, farmer and participant at Women Managing the Farm.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer and work with you.
Trust and leadership are critical to success at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center in Manhattan. Just ask Coach Bill Snyder.
People of the Regenerative Center do care about others. I've been highly impressed with those people that have that vested interest and try to help people become better. The center really is a wonderful thing here in Manhattan, first of its kind, and we're on the cutting edge of what lies ahead.
Find out more about the trusted leader in stem cell therapy at kansasrmc.com. Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
2019, despite a lot of the other challenges we had with weather, commodity prices, and that, there were some important wins at the federal and state level with respect to the corn industry. First and foremost would be the year-round implementation of E15 that allows year-round sales there. In fact, this was the first summer driving season that we saw in Kansas that allowed year-round E15 sales, and our E15 sales numbers were up 40% year over year with that. And in fact, some of our higher performing stations offering ethanol blends continue to see growth rates of ethanol sales of 60% a year. Obviously another very important win for agriculture was the House passage of the USMCA, U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, with Mexico being our largest market for corn and Canada being the second largest market actually for ethanol imports. And we see some great potential in both of those markets moving forward from there. 2019 saw the first year full implementation of the Farm Bill that we all had. A lot of the agricultural groups had a lot of influence on where it was. And, at the state level, we're proud to support efforts to provide health insurance options that are more affordable for rural Kansas, as well as some streamlining of our transportation regulation. For continued updates, progresses, and where we're looking at for 2020, please go to kscorn.com for more information.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and LibertyLink that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Graincraft, the largest independent flour miller in the nation, has increased its commitment to improving wheat quality with another gift to the Kansas Wheat Commission Research Foundation. The gift will build upon previous support of research to improve wheat quality and yield through proper fertility management. According to Romulo Lolato, wheat production extension specialist at Kansas State University, preliminary results from the research indicate there is a strong correlation between proper fertility management of wheat by farmers and not only the quantity but quality of the protein produced. Graincraft's contribution makes the company a lead sponsor of Fields Forward, the campaign to raise $4 million for the Kansas Wheat Commission Research Foundation. The three focuses of the campaign are funding of ongoing wheat research, developing future research talent, and building funds for the long-term support of wheat research facilities and technology. More information is available at fieldsforward.org. Graincraft has led by example as a liaison between its customers and wheat scientists. They educate their customers about wheat quality while communicating those quality needs upstream to the research community. That dialogue is invaluable. According to Alan Koenig, Chief Supply Chain Officer, Graincraft is committed to sourcing wheat with excellent milling and baking characteristics. We are proud to further our support of the ongoing improvement of wheat quality and the advancement of quality for the entire supply chain. Graincraft has a long-standing relationship with the Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas State University. The company has supported each with collaborative partnerships, special funding, and data analysis assistance throughout the years.
Kansas Farm Bureau has served farm families and rural Kansas for more than 100 years, and we're pleased to offer new healthcare coverage choices for Kansans in 2020 through Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. No matter what stage of life you're in, we'll have options that fit your lifestyle. Plus, our network of providers is one of the largest available throughout the state of Kansas and beyond. For more information, including the different plans available, or to get a quote, visit kfbhealthplans.com.
The Kansas Beef Council hosted an advanced beef cattle care and health training session in Holton February 6th with more than 160 producers in attendance. This was the first in a series of beef quality assurance trainings being held across the state. Dates and locations for the remaining sessions are March 19th at Central Livestock of South Hutchinson, March 24th at Fort Scott Livestock Market, and April 9th in Mankato Livestock. All the meetings will begin at 6 p.m. These checkoff funded sessions will provide beef producers with up-to-date standards and technologies to improve animal welfare and food safety. The trainings will be led by Kansas State University Extension veterinarian A.J. Tarpoff. Attendees will receive beef quality assurance training and information relevant to the cow-calf, stocker, and feedlot segments. Information presented will include animal husbandry best management practices, downed animal care, and humane euthanasia training. In addition, low-stress cattle handling techniques will be reviewed. All producers and veterinarians who attend will earn beef quality assurance certification, which is good for 3 years. Each workshop is free and includes a complimentary meal. Pre-registration 1 week or more prior to the event is requested by contacting the Kansas Beef Council. Walk-in attendees are welcome but are not guaranteed a meal.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Good morning. Mitch Dewar here with Paragon Ag Advisors. The coronavirus has the world's economy on its toes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 2,000 points the initial 2 days following the spread of the virus. This has also put more pressure on commodities as demand and logistics become a more concern. On Monday, February the 24th, corn was down 5 cents, beans were down 16, and wheat was down 16. The cattle market has taken the brunt of this virus. It has fallen to 6-month lows after 2 days of large sell-offs. In the past week, boxed beef prices have slightly increased with less volume. The Choice Select spread has widened to $7, which we haven't seen since back in December. The Phase 1 deal with China has been put on the back burner with the coronavirus halting the Chinese economy. Once the coronavirus is under control, the U.S. will be looking for the Chinese to start importing larger amounts of ag products. Grain futures prices have fell off recently, but basis continues to be very strong. The coronavirus has brought a lot of negativity to the table, but possibly a couple opportunities as well. Travel and fuel consumption has decreased greatly since the presence of the coronavirus. Fuel prices have moved to attractive levels, and now would be a good time to look at securing some fuel needs for the upcoming year. Whether you are finishing up 2019's production or ready to get started on 2020, give us a call today to discuss a risk management plan for your operation. You can reach us at 888-452-8751 or check us out at www.myagadvisor.com. I'm Mitch Dewar with Paragon Ag Advisors.
Well, thank you for joining us for Authentic Ag. If you have questions or comments or even suggestions, email me, kenrogers@gmail.com. We look forward to being with you next time on Authentic Ag.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
Hello, I'm Dr. Frank Lyons from Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center here in Manhattan, Kansas. Daryl was one of our patients that we did about 7 months ago.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotator cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there was a way to get rid of this pain, then I want to do it. So we did it, and it worked. I'm not going to go out and dig trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now.
Well, it's been very gratifying to help people with their painful joints and other entities, and it's been especially gratifying to be able to help people who I know and have worked with and known for many years.
In 1821, a trade route was opened from Missouri in the United States across prairies and mountains to Mexico. In 2021, we will mark 200 years of epic conflicts and grand adventures, larger-than-life personalities, and sweeping landscapes. Join us on an historic journey. The Santa Fe Trail lives on.
Find us on social media or santafetrail.org.
Okay, looks like it's time for our tour. Welcome to the Fort Wallace Museum. Here at the museum, you're going to find some really interesting stuff, like our replica stagecoach from the Butterfield Overland Dispatch. We've got facades from the fort buildings. We've got an 1870s flag. There's a plesiosaur that was discovered locally. We've got the Ray pump organ collection. We're a little bitty place with a great big story, and we'd love to have you.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agamandkansas.com.